And I'd say, yeah, here you go. See that mold? That's gluten-free. 2 trick-or-treating stories.
Both of them involve questions.
Okay.
One was for the half a neighborhood that I was following my kid around the block. We were in a pack of like 15 kids. And there was another pack of kids at kind of a house in front of us, but we could hear the chatter back and forth.
Right.
There was one kid that asked every house, every table in front of at the end of the driveway, every door they knocked on, do you have anything without nuts? Do you have anything that's nut-free?
Oh, the kid had a nut allergy.
But every house, do you have anything that's nut-free? Trick or treat. Do you have anything that's nut-free? Do you have anything that's nut-free? Do you have anything that's nut-free? Do you have anything that's nut-free?
I would be really obnoxious if I went up to the kid and did the imitation of the animal on the wall in the Planters commercial, and I said,
"Do you like nuts? Do you like nuts?
I love that thing.
Do you like nuts?
Do you like nuts?" No, seriously.
Big fan.
Some kids...
Serious.
Yeah,
they can't even touch like the candy wrapper.
All kidding aside, and it's not funny, some kids have really nasty nut allergies. Hey, I've been on airplanes. Have anyone been on a flight where they made the announcement that we have a peanut allergy passenger? Please refrain from, on the airplane, please refrain from eating anything with nuts.
Oh, where they hand out peanuts, they're going to say that.
They've stopped handing out peanuts.
Yeah,
I get pretzels now, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time that an airline handed out peanuts. In fact, I remember that there was a big story that Southwest was going to stop handing out peanuts, and I was on a Southwest flight. I took a handful of peanuts from the flight attendant. I said, "Hey, can I get a bunch of peanuts?" Knowing that they were going to discontinue. I've got a little baggie at home with a whole bunch of little cellophane wrappers, Southwest Airlines peanuts. I'm going to put them on eBay
Those
for
are
like
relics.
$300. Yeah.
Okay, well, that might be a bit steep, but Southwest had a really good quality honey roasted nut.
Yes, they did.
Peanut allergies are more prevalent now for kids. So now, like what your pediatrician tells you is to introduce peanuts when they're really young. And like I ate so much peanut butter when I was pregnant in hopes that my kids would not have peanut allergies.
Well, what we did was, and this is what our OBGYN, when they did an amniocentesis, they'll jam in some Jif.
Yeah.
So
I gave my kid a Snickers bar right out of the womb.
Yeah, exactly. You just do it when you do it an amnio. You just have them, jam in some. I don't know. Michelle had an amnio for one time.
When they did
Jiffy.
the ultrasound on my son Hudson, they actually, instead of using the little juice lube,
they used the Butterfinger bar.
Yeah, they did. They just melted it. They put it in the microwave. They melted it.
What were you going to say?
No, they used peanut butter. I mean, Butterfingers was funnier than peanut butter. So we went with your joke.
No, the one was Butterfinger.
Oh no, the
device,
the schmutz. No, not the Butterfinger.
Oh, you're talking about the schmutz.
The gel.
Okay, so you have the lube, the gel. It's the conductor.
My joke was that they used peanut butter for that.
Oh,
your joke was they used Butterfinger for a wand.
Another thing you can do, you can just have the OB hold, when he's delivering your child, put peanut butter all over his hands. So that's the first introduction to the baby's world.
All right, so one kid was asking for peanut-free items. And listen,
but you had to ask every house.
I get, but what happens if you have cross-contamination? Because when you buy the bag with 250 pieces, it'll have a Baby Ruth. It'll have various chocolate items.
Yeah, but they're wrapped up.
I realize that, but
they're in a factory at one point. There's residue.
Just like you see those little notes on packages, made in a facility that uses nuts, or made in a facility that has nuts as ingredients. Verbiage, right?
But even if you eat one and you touch it, and you touch another wrapper and you don't pick it up, and I'm really concerned about this kid. I didn't ever really thought about it for Halloween. Ask every house.
Sorry, this is a payday-only house, kid.
Sorry, kid.
There are some kids, and listen, I feel bad for these kids.
One of Max's friends has a really bad where you can't even be near him if he smells it.
That's the point. Some kids, they'll smell it if they touch it, if they get a taste, that they could go into anaphylactic shock. And a lot of these kids, don't they carry EpiPens? So
of course. And they get bullied sometimes too, Yeah,
it's a shame. Well, but a lot of people feel like they're inconvenienced that, let's say their kid loves peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and there are some schools where they roll out the edict that no kids can even bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to school. And I can understand where some parents get upset that, wait a sec. But again, with some kids, it could put them into a serious medical meltdown, and some kids could die from peanut butter issues. All right, so kid in the neighborhood's asking for no peanuts, and then what was somebody knocks on your door?
So I get back to the house because I wanted to hand out some candy. The kids are working the back half of the neighborhood with my wife, and a couple kids come up. A kid comes up dressed up in a Harry Potter costume.
Right.
And I compliment every kid's costume, even if they look like junk. This kid looked
Frog,
good.
you would have said Harry Potter. What is this, 2008?
I would have pushed him.
He's sitting there with a scarf and like a Quidditch.
Did he have a scar on his head?
He did. It was with a little magic marker.
Right.
And he had the round glasses. And he goes, "Do you have anything that's gluten-free?"
God, what?
Stop it.
My God.
I'm like, what?
The kid asks for gluten-free Halloween candy?
You should have asked him.
He asked, "Are these?" He didn't. He goes, "Are these gluten-free?" That's what he said. "Are these gluten-free?" And I was like, "Trick or treat!" I'm like, "Hey guys, you look great. Hey, happy Halloween!"
He learned that from mommy and daddy, the same parents who are keeping him in a time warp and just letting him watch Harry Potter.
That's it. How old was this pissant?
I mean, 8,
Really?
7, 8. Are these gluten-free?
In case you don't know, sir, wizards only eat gluten-free. It's what we do in the wizarding world.
I didn't know.
But Roxanne is right. Totally got that from parents. His parents are probably gluten-free whack jobs, you know?
Or are these and the crazy part about I felt bad about the other kid, all we gave out was peanut butter stuff. We bought like the Reese's pack of
Well, that's mean.
My wife calls me at the store. She goes, "Do you want the full-size Reese's or the miniature-size Reese's?"
Question is that?
And I was like, "That's the dumbest question ever."
Tell you what, if that kid came to my house and asked for something gluten-free, I'd say, "Oh, yeah, hang on a minute. I got the gluten-free stuff inside." I'd go find like a moldy 6-month-old Wonder Bread bag that got stuck in the bottom of the bread drawer, and I'd say, "Yeah, here you go. See that mold? That's gluten-free. There you go. Here's your gluten-free right here."
That's not funny, sir. I'll put a wizard spell on you now.
8-year-old kid.
I'll come back and egg your house. He'll say, "Yeah, I got gluten-free eggs I'm going to hit your house with later on."
God, what a bunch of inconvenient kids in your neighborhood, Fester. Gosh.
It's a bunch of pain in the asses, actually.
All of
Yeah,
them.
for real.
All the kids in my neighborhood. Pain in the ass.
Roxanne, any gluten-free kids on your walk?
No, thankfully, no gluten-free kids. I did find out the candy bar that I absolutely love that I feel like is so underrated, and I ate like 20 of them out of our candy stash yesterday.
Underrated candy bar.
I wonder if you guys feel the same. You know what it is?
Well, tell us.
Well, there's so many guesses.
$100,000. Is that not
Hey,
the best
We're
candy
giving
bar?
out $100,000 later on the
It's-
show.
Hold on. Hey, Maniac Marty,
Yes?
we're not giving away $100,000.
No, I swear we're giving away $100,000 if you know what I'm saying.
So
Roll up with a Toyota.
So caller 9 gets $100,000 right
And
now.
a Toyota.
And then you hand out $100,000 bar. Is that it?
That's right. Don't tell them about the trickery.